Hi, welcome to Video Math Lessons. Tonight we're going to have a Algebra 2 and Trigonometry 5-minute review. We're going to talk about radicals. In particular, we're going to talk about radical equations. So let's get started. So some people freeze up as soon as they see radicals. So just remember, with practice, you can do this. Remember, practice. So let's take a look at the first one. It says, solve algebraically for x, where they give us the equation as 4 minus radical 2x minus 5 equals 1. Now, the reason why they say algebraically is they don't want you just throwing in numbers, guess and check. They want you to actually do the problem. And a couple of things you got to remember with radicals. Radicals can never, when you get done, a radical will never equal a negative, or it can't be imaginary. And this has to do with if you graph a radical equation, you'll see the domain radical x is the positive values. So 0 or positive. So you can't just go you got to watch it when you get done. So we're going to solve this problem. So now the first thing is, I don't like how this is negative. So what I can do is I can actually physically move the whole radical over or add it to both sides if you wish. So I get 4 equals 1 plus radical 2x minus 5. Now there's other ways to make this happen. I could have moved the 4 over and multiplied both sides by negatives. And if you're a little more advanced, that's a great way to do it. But if not, then just nice and easy. We're just going to move the whole thing over. I'm going to move the 1 over to the other side because I want radicals on one side and I want regular numbers on the other. So now I have 3 equals this radical. And if you don't like the radical on this side, if it looks kind of backwards to you, you can switch it around. You can say rad 2x minus 5 equals 3. That's fine also. It doesn't matter. Now, here's the trick. I want to get rid of a radical. So the way to get rid of radicals is we're going to square the radical. But you just can't square one thing. You got to square both sides of the equation. So I'll square this side also. And so now when I square the 3, I get 9. And when I square the radical, it's really saying rad 2x minus 5 times rad 2x minus 5. So the radical cancels out. So I just get 2x minus 5. And what we're going to do now is solve it. Move the 5 over, add 5, so I get 14 equals 2x. So therefore, x equals 7. And I could check this. Remember, I don't want imaginaries on the inside, and this can't equal a negative number. So let's check. If I plug in 7 upstairs, so does it work? And just plugging in, just checking is a really good way if it's multiple choice. You know, just plug in the answers, see which ones work. So if I plug in 7 here, so I get 14 minus 5 is 9. Square root of 9. So square root of 9 is 3. Does 4 minus 3 equal 1? And the answer is yes, 1 equals 1. This is a good answer. Let's try it again. Number 2. Now, this is what I'm saying. If you wish, you can just plug in the answers, right? So let's try it. I'll start with the first number. Start with 1. And always start with like the easier numbers. 1s and 0s are easier than 6s. So I'll start with the 1. 1 plus 3 is 4. Square root of 4 is 2. Okay. 3 minus 1 is 2. 1 is an answer. So now, if 1's an answer, I got to check to see what other answers. So this one has a 6. So now if I plug in 6, 6 plus 3 is 9, square root of 9. And I'm talking about principal square roots, which is the positive. So that's a 3. But then this side goes negative. That's bad. So it's not 6. So the answer is going to be 1. But what if it wasn't multiple choice? What if there was like a workout problem that you had to do? So I'm going to do it the real way. So the trick here is this, though. I'm going to put parentheses around this 3 minus x. And I'm going to square both sides. Now, this you write twice. And you're going to FOIL it out. It's a double distribution. You'll multiply it out. And this, when I square it, I just get the radical goes away. So when you multiply this all out, you do whatever you do. So you get 9 minus 6x plus x squared equals x plus 3. And I'm going to move this stuff over. It's quadratic. I'm going to set it to 0. And I'm going to move it around the way I like to look at, like, you know, Lee coefficient, you know, the highest degree in the front, you know, all the regular stuff that you do. Make it look normal. I get this. I'm going to factor it. So it's minus 6 minus 1. That's the 6 and the 1 that we saw in the problem earlier. So when I solve this, I get x equals 6, x equals 1. Now, I already checked these. I know this one's a reject. That one doesn't work. That's why the answer is just x equals 1. So hopefully that helps. And if you have problems with these equations, remember, just practice them, practice. The more you do, the better you get. Remember, you can do this. Have a nice night.